In today's video, I interview a neighbor. She tells us what she saw that night and that Joshua Brown, the man who committed the hit and run, was under the influence.
Yeah, I live right up the road, like right past her boyfriend's house, the next driveway, literally. No, I had been at work that night. I got home, it was like 9:10 when I got home. I usually sit in my car, watch a little TikTok, and then smoke a cigarette and go in. It was 9:20 when I went in my back door. I went in, ate some food, came back out, smoked a cigarette because I'm a heavy smoker. My dad called me when I was in the car. It was 9:40 when he called me and told me that there was a call that somebody had been hit between Garrett Road and County Line Road. So because me and my family, we used to go, when he get a scanner call, we'd see if there was anybody we know. So I walked down the road because I do know that there's other girls that walk up and down our road. Me personally, I did not know Daniela. I did not know she had been out here. But when I got down here, there was a white Chevy SUV. There was two males, one of them which was Joshua Brown, and a female that was still sitting in the car. The one guy I recognized because he had been a customer at one of the previous gas stations I worked at. So I was like, hey, what happened? He goes, a girl got hit. And I was like, well, where is she? They're like, she's over there. And so I started walking around their car to go look to see if maybe it would have been someone I knew, so I could go to somebody's house and let them know. Well, they were like, oh no, you don't want to see. But me, being hard-headed as crap because I'm a tourist, I walked over and I looked. And I did not recognize her. So then I walked back over and I was like, so what happened? And Joshua said, I hit her, I thought it was a deer. She was in the middle of the road. Now, his eyes were bloodshot. He was either drunk or had been drinking or he was high. He stayed in front of the vehicle, the other gentleman on the side, and that was all he said, other than when he was walking down the road and he was kicking her phone and stuff down towards the scene. A few minutes, like not even like 2 minutes later, the first fire department guy showed up. She was in the ditch. They got her out of the ditch. She was barely breathing, barely had a pulse. So I was standing down there. The neighbors had came out and I had asked them, they were like, what happened? I was like, a girl got hit. I was like, she's wearing black, a black shirt and some white with some kind of pattern on them, pants. And Heather was like, that's my son's girlfriend. And I was like, well, she was hit. I was like, because I asked her, I was like, did she have a purple vape? Because there was a purple vape that was in the road. She was like, yeah. So they were like, going hysterical, which you could imagine, coming over trying to see. Then the guys, they were just still standing, Joshua in front of the car, the other guy beside it. So the other, Heather's boyfriend had came over and asked both of them, were you driving? No. Were you driving? No. After Joshua had just told me he was driving the damn car that hit her, that he realized when he got home that there was hair on his car. That was not a deer. My thing was like, okay, if you hit a deer, why the hell didn't you stop the first time? Because, if you've got insurance on your car, you're going to stop and get that police report so that insurance can pay that shit, right? But he just went home. And that was all the talking that they done that night. And then, I walked up the road and I was talking to a couple of the other neighbors and they were like, what happened? I was like, the girl got hit. I don't know who she is. But they knew. I was like, so apparently it's her daughter's girlfriend. And they were like, oh my God. And then I looked, I had heard they called Life Flight in and they were setting up the cones and I had turned around and they were doing chest compressions on her. And then the next thing I know, they had canceled that and they covered her up. And that just broke my mama's heart. And I tried to give my statement to the sheriff department that was here, to the highway patrolman. He took my phone number and was like, I'll call you. I didn't get no phone calls. I ended up having to call them to give them my statement. But I had went home because my daughter was freaking out because of the lights and everything. And I came back outside a little later to smoke and I heard when her mama got here. I heard that cry and oh my God, I could not. I wouldn't wish that on anybody and I don't know why he didn't just fucking stop the first time. Like, I could see it being an accident, but you stop. You stop and check. You know, you don't go home and get your freaking parents or your grandma or whoever. You stop. Like, it's just, like, we want justice out here for her. And like, a lot of us didn't even know her, but still, we want justice for her. And I will support her family however I can. And her boyfriend's family, anybody that needs the support, I'll be here. I will tell my story over and over again, because I was here before the EMTs, fire, police, anybody. He was like quiet. He didn't have like a demeanor. He was just like silent. Like, it's almost like someone had told him, you know, just don't speak. Don't speak. Don't give anything away. But I mean, he'd already gave it away that he had thought he had hit a deer and went home and came the fuck back. And I'm sorry for my language, but this is like a very angry subject, and I cuss a lot anyway, so.
You're good.
But yeah.
Heard online.
Her legs were back over her. They were back over her. There was blood on her face. Like, I know I've seen that her brother and them have posted that she had a cut. I couldn't see a cut, but there was like blood on her face. Like, I've heard that he's related to somebody in a department and stuff. I have a friend that works at a store up in Liberty that said that his dad was a sheriff for Randolph County. And I've also heard that his dad was a sheriff or something for, you know, Alamance, or a trooper. So I'm like, well, I don't know who the hell he's related to, but he's got to have some kind of damn pull somewhere. And that doesn't make it right. Like, if that would have been my kid that had hit somebody, I'd want them to be like, yeah, I did it. I was either drunk, intoxicated, or I just, you know, it was an accident. I would have wanted them to stop. Don't come the fuck home and, you know, bring me back to a damn scene that something you done. Just call me and be like, Mom, look, I fucked up. I'll support you. But I mean, you can't, people don't have the common decency for human beings anymore in this world right now. Everybody's always race this, race that. Man, dude, everybody bleeds the same damn color. Like, seriously. I just want these motherfuckers to do their jobs. Like, I want them to fully investigate it. Period. Like, I saw the court footage where they had him mixed up with some other Joshua guy. Okay, so what if the dude don't have no damn charges? How do we know that he could have had charges? And if he is affiliated with the sheriff's, lawyers, or judges, how do we know they weren't expunged from his record? Because you can't get expunged records once they're expunged, you know? Like, how do we know for real? And I mean, apparently, you know, he likes to go fast. Everybody's seen his TikToks after he's deleted it, even though people have, you know, recorded them before. But I just want to thank you for helping the family get the word out. And I am so grateful that this family is not letting this shit go. Like, I'm so grateful, because they don't need to. At all. Like, nobody's family should let shit like this go. And I've heard of many cases where kids have been hit and nothing's been done. Like, come on. Like, that's our future. That's our future. You know? Like, come the fuck on.
And thanks for people like you who, your account is very important, because you're the only person, or the only person we have who was there to see whether he was under the influence or not. And by seeing his eyes were red and bloodshot, you know, like. So.
I do know, because honestly, I drink. I know what your eyes look like when you're drinking, you know. And in my past life, I've done other stuff, so I know exactly how that goes too. So I knew he was on something. Like, even if he was smoking weed, but still, like, he should have stopped. He should have stopped. I would have stopped. Like, my sister-in-law passed away in December. We were coming home from visiting her in Roxborough, and I hit a deer. 1 o'clock in the morning. You best believe my ass stopped. Got my police report. Got my car fixed. Because I'm not a selfish human. Like, I feel for animals. Like, that made me feel bad. I cried because I hit the damn deer. Like, I really do feel that he knew he hit someone and not a freaking animal. Because you can see a deer versus a human. A deer is a lot bigger than a little bitty old girl standing there. As bad as it is that he did come back, I'm glad he came back because they found her. Because if he hadn't came back, they wouldn't have found her. Like, there ain't no telling how many days she'd been over here. She'd have been a missing person report. But that doesn't make up for hitting her and leaving the scene. Because he could have saved her life. She was in that ditch for 20, 30, 40 minutes. I don't even know how long. All the difference that could have made. You know, I mean, like, her family maybe they wouldn't be so stressed about getting justice if he just stopped. Exactly. Like, how you hit somebody, kill them, and not even, like, send them a card or anything. Like, but I was at home whenever he had left, and I was sitting here thinking, oh my God, I know they did not let this motherfucker leave. Because that shit pissed me off. Like, really bad. I was so mad. Like, I didn't sleep that night, and I haven't slept really that great since. Because I still see her in this ditch. That's not something I ever wanted to see in my entire life. It's not something anybody should see. That's not even something anybody should experience. I mean, if he ran off the road, he said there ain't no way in hell she was in the middle of the road. All of her stuff was like right over here. He hit her hard enough to throw her stuff this way. Yeah, her blood was in the driveway. Heather was showing me tire marks the next day. Like, no, I'm still surprised he got out the damn ditch as deep as that ditch is over there. Like, he had to be going over the speed limit that was on this road, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's deep. Like, even down there by our driveway is deep. And, like, I'm always scared at night because I suck at seeing at night. I'm not even going to lie. Like, so I go slow down the road because you never know when a deer is going to jump out. Because we've had deer in our backyard crossing the road, but I'm always afraid I'm going to miss my driveway. And I don't want to end up in the ditch.
Joshua Brown never offered condolences to Daniela's family.
Right. Like, they'd want the justice still, but they'd be like, okay, well, he admits to his wrongdoing. He's admitting to it. Saying I'm sorry is admitting to doing it. And that's still what he needs to do, regardless of how long it's been. He still needs to tell them, look, I'm sorry. I fucked up. I can't take it back. I mean, he's going to have to live with this for the rest of his life, and I hope to freaking God that he suffers. I hope that every night he lays his head down on his pillow, he thinks about her.